Legacy Makers, welcome back to another week's episode of the Power Hour. This week's episode, we're going to talk about ways nonprofits can get in trouble. I want to make sure that you guys understand the importance of this because nonprofits, remember, do not belong to you. They're charities, they belong to the community and the donors and everyone that is making sure that your nonprofit stays afloat so that you can do the things you want to do in the community. So I'm going to go over a few things and a few ways you can get in trouble so you know what not to do so that you do not get suspended or have your nonprofit revoked from you. So the first way is compensating board members. I know a lot of people are saying, yes, you can pay board members. No, you can pay board members. And there's so many things out there in the universe. I want you guys to know that compensating board members can get you in trouble because when funders fund the nonprofit, they're funding for the ability of the community or the nonprofit to run based off of what's going on in the community. So if you have $10,000 coming in and you're trying to pay your board members $6,000, the nonprofit is now only left with $4,000. So it doesn't show that you're doing due diligence with the funding to help the community. So remember, you should not be paying board members. Board members are volunteers, and please ensure that they know that. Now, there's different levels to board members because I know you guys hear about some board members that are on a higher level being paid, but they're probably not nonprofits. So this is not a law, but it is a way that you can be red flagged, and no one wants that because if you can prevent an audit, you want to. So please remember, compensating board members can raise a red flag and possibly get you into trouble. The next thing is neglecting strong internal returns or not preventing the misappropriation of funds. So you guys want to make sure that whatever funds is coming into the nonprofit, you are using them for the betterment of the nonprofit. You are not using the funds for your nonprofit to go purchase a home for yourself, to go buy you a brand new car, to go shopping. You are not using the nonprofit assets and funds for those reasons. You are using the nonprofit funds for the betterment of the community, for the betterment of the thing that you are trying to fix, that need that is happening that you see and you want to change it. That is what you're using those funds for. So that can be bringing in staff, bringing in experts, helping with your fundraising strategies, whatever it is that you need to drive the nonprofit. That's what the assets is being used for, not personal gain. The next thing is adopting the bylaws and then failing to upkeep them. This is something that is very, very important that can definitely get you in trouble with nonprofits because when you create your bylaws, that is a governing document that you create between you and other board members. You guys have signed on this document that this is what you're going to do. So if you're saying that you are going to make sure that you meet every quarter for your board meetings, then you need to abide by that and meet every quarter. If board members are supposed to be serving 3 terms, they shouldn't be serving 7 terms because your board documents show that they are only serving 3 terms. So you want to make sure that any and everything that is in the board bylaws, that you are running your nonprofit that way. That is a public document. Anyone can read that and make sure or hold you accountable for the things that you are not doing or the things that you are doing. So you want to make sure that you are abiding by the bylaws that you guys adopt when you start your nonprofit. The next thing is tolerating a hostile or unsafe work environment. This is definitely something that can get you in trouble with the nonprofit world. We're not supposed to tolerate a hostile work environment on a for-profit level. So you guys should not be tolerating a hostile work environment on a nonprofit level because again, at any time, that board member, that volunteer, that faculty member, anyone that you have being a part of your nonprofit can definitely say, this is how I'm feeling within the nonprofit, this is the mission, this is the vision, and this is what is taking place. So you don't want to bring attention to your nonprofit in a negative way, so you want to make sure that you are running it the proper way. And then lastly, we're going to talk about ignoring cybersecurity risk that jeopardize private and or confidential information. So there may be funders that are donating funds to you guys. They want to be anonymous. Maybe there's people that have given their social security numbers for background checks or anything that is just confidential information. If you guys are just opening up anything that's coming through your email, you're not taking into consideration someone else's life, someone can be hacked or anything like that. You want to make sure that there's no threats. So make sure that you guys are not downloading, but purchasing cyber information, not information, but cyber things that can protect anyone's information that's going to be confidential. Because again, that could raise a red flag and that can get you into some trouble. So we don't want any of those things to happen. So just to recap, we did talk about ways that you can get in trouble. One of the ways is board compensation. One of the ways is not adopting the bylaws and actually abiding by the ones that you did adopt, neglecting strong internal returns, tolerating a hostile or unsafe environment, and ignoring cybersecurity risk. So please ensure that you guys are doing everything in your power to ensure that you are following the protocols of a nonprofit. There are lots of things that we have to abide by, a lot of rules because we are nonprofits, but they can be done and be handled as long as we have a great team to ensure that we are being held accountable for the things we need to do for the nonprofit. So thank you guys for tuning in to this week's episode of the Power Hour. Please don't forget to follow me on all social media platforms at the bottom of the screen. Visit my website, and I will talk to you all next week.